if you get the club face good and the body good, we guarantee that those two things will get you to the golf ball further and straighter. Now, congratulations, Scott. So when we spoke to Scott on the Skype call, he was saying that obviously missing the golf ball to the right with his driver and not hitting enough greens with his irons. And then when we look at the stats, it confirms that, yes, we'd like to hit more greens, but we definitely want to stop the golf ball missing to the right. And again, speaking to Scott, it's the slice which is really causing him a problem. So when we look at the golf swing, there's two main things that really stand out to us that we'd like to change. The first one is, as the club face gets to the top of the backswing, we can see it starts to open too much. That's that lead wrist creating that cup. As he then goes into his transition, we can see the club face is open. The swing direction looks quite good, but the club face is open. Obviously, that's what's going to cause that slice. Very similar to Rich Nessil, who actually won the first episode.
Lose a lot of power from there as well.
And you definitely will lose a lot of power from there. And then the next thing we can look at is when we go into the backswing, is that the head will move forward. And then as he starts that transition, that head moves backwards as he's very much on his toes as well. So when he's striking the golf ball, he's right up on his toes, but he was up on his toes at the top of the backswing as well, Andy. Yeah. So he doesn't look like he's actually using the ground very well. He's not getting a great pivot, and he can't actually rotate his body a lot on the way down. Definitely. So there's two things that we want to do to not only get him to hit the ball straighter, but actually further as well. So the first one is the club face.
Yeah, club face tends to rule everything else, really. If the club face is in a good place, everything else can fire and do a decent job. But if we have a poor club face, we'll have to make the compensations. So we saw Scott Pearce at the top of the golf swing had this cupped wrist at the top and the face sort of hanging down a little bit. And the problem is there, he has to make compensations to do his best to square the face up, which will make him lose posture, and that gives him time. It stands up.
And even if he hits a straight one, it's probably going to go a little bit high, and with those irons, we know that he could be causing poor contact.
And weak. So the first thing we're going to do is attack that club face. So you mentioned the wrist being cupped, Pearce. So we want to see if we can flatten this lead wrist off so it can get the club face a little more parallel to the lead forearm and square, slightly stronger position from there. From there, we can create a little bit more power with the body, but also create some more ball speed because the face is better. So the drill that we're going to give you, Scott, is we're just going to go halfway down the club like this, because we can really see the relationship with the face and the lead wrist from here. I'm going to swing back to the top of the golf swing, focusing on keeping this lead wrist flat. This keeps the club face square, but another thing that we want you to think about is keeping the grip end of the club visible on this side of the arm. Often when we get this cup in the wrist like so, the grip end of the club will want to point back behind us like this. So I'm going to flatten the lead wrist and make sure the grip end of the club is pointing out in front of me. I can see it clearly from there. That's the first thing we're going to get you to do. The second thing, we're going to really look at what you do with the feet and how you use your body. Now, I'm going to hit a shot here, Pearce, yes. Because what Scott basically does, he's hitting his shots from his toes.
Yes.
Now, if you want to create power in the golf swing, we need to use the ground. The longest hitters in the world, they really use and get into the ground and drive and push up. But Scott's not able to do that because he's very much on his toes.
He's already
up, yeah. So if I hit a shot here on my toes, I want you guys to actually even have a go at this. It's very hard to use the lower body. It's going to be very much a hands and arms golf swing here. So you can see there, I had no power.
And
it was a weak shot, and it was a slice.
And it was a lost ball.
So what we want to do from here is we're going to give you guys some awareness of what we want to feel in the ground and in the feet. So I'm going to drop the club back down here. So here's a great drill you guys can do at home. We're just going to do it without the club, as we said, arms across the shoulders. Now what we're going to do from here, we're going to lift the lead heel up, and we're also going to lift the trail toes up. Now from here, the pivot is crucial. I'm going to make sure that I wind up and I get the pressure into that trail heel like this. In the backswing, I can really feel that I'm winding up here. Now as I start the downswing, I'm pushing into the heel there. So from here, toes up and heels up, pushing into that heel as I swing through. This is going to make sure from here I get the weight and the pressure into the heel, and then use the ground in the right way here, Pearce, to use the lower body and really create some speed and power in the golf swing.
And this is a fantastic drill we got from a friend of ours, Dave Phillips, who's one of the best coaches in the world, works with John Rahm. And you know, we call this a make you drill, because as soon as he puts his toes and his heel up in the air, he then has to put them back down again, and that's what creates that must do when you're trying to do the drill. Love that.
So I'm going to just have a practice swing here now. So top of the golf swing, I'm really feeling I'm pivoting and getting the weight and the pressure into that trail heel, and as I swing down now, I'm really feeling me planting that lead side here. This is getting us to really use and engage that lower body. So
Okay.
I
Should we hit
expect
one?
this one to go a long way, Pierce.
Shall we hit one then? Oh, he's nervous. He's all this energy
I'm
there.
excited just to give it a rip. Here we go.
So what we're saying here, Scott, is that if you get the club face good and the body good, we guarantee that those two things will get you to the golf ball further and straighter. That was slightly better than the last one you hit.
That was a beauty, that was, Pierce.
Slightly better.
On the
You
green.
don't want to hit any more of those, do you?
No, I'm finishing on that one.
Superb, superb. Look, we hope you really enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it and it's going to help your game, or you think it's going to help your game, hit that like button and don't forget to share it with your friends.
Yes, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button here. And also, if you're looking to improve your game, we have some amazing coaching plans over on our website, from golf fitness to break 90 to break 100. Make sure you click here, and we'll see you over there.